the video.
What's good, guys?
Welcome
to the show
where we research conspiracies and all things paranormal.
Peep the Ouija board.
I can't point.
You look like a duck.
I don't know how to turn my hand. Wait, is it? There we go. Bam. Alright, well, today's video we're going to be talking about the voodoo practices. You know voodoo, you know the thing where they get the dolls and they get the needles and they poke the heart and they be like, yeah, you ain't falling in love no more, homie. So, yeah, we're talking about the voodoo. Now, everybody knows basically what it's about. You get a picture, I got a story, by the way. But you get like a picture, you get a doll, and whatever you do to the doll happens to the person
In real life.
Yeah, the person, whoever the doll is supposed to portray, or the picture, whoever's in the picture. So, voodoo originated in Africa.
West Africa.
So, well, voodoo is actually a religious or spiritual practice.
It's not necessarily like...
just all satanic.
Yeah,
like,
it's
bam,
a religion. And at the beginning, like, here, since it migrated to New Orleans, Louisiana, that's like home of the voodoo, it's seen as negative. Like, you use it as a curse to hurt people. Over in West Africa, it was a non-threatening religion where people just wanted to communicate.
It's said that two worlds, the invisible and the visible, come together as one.
Mm-hmm.
So if you remember how Halloween originated, they have ceremonies and dances and around the bonfire. Similar things go on with this. So they would have animal sacrifices. They would have, what was it? Drum. They would have drum and dance, ritualistic type of things.
And if you remembered what I said last time during our Halloween video, it's West African. They like sang and they danced and they would get possessed by the spirits that their ancestors trying to talk to them.
Now, a lot of people think that voodoo just means voodoo, but it actually means a spiritual entity. So, because if you just stick a needle in a doll, what's gonna make that happen to the other person? It's gotta be some sort of entity, ghost, spirit, whatever it might be. It has to be something there to do physical or mental, good or bad things to whoever you're trying to do.
Yeah, because voodoo was, and is in West Africa still a very positive thing. They use it for like love. Like, they don't use it to harm other people. They use it to, like, attract other people. They use it to be healthy. They use it, like, it's a religion. Here, when you think of voodoo, you think of somebody stabbing a doll and somebody else feeling it and getting hurt when you're mad at them or something. And it goes along with a curse. It's pretty much here in America, not West Africa, but here it's pretty much the same thing as just putting a curse on somebody.
Yes. So, before we get into any of the other facts that we've come up with, I'm going to tell you about a story that originates from Vietnam. I was told because, well, I'm not going to get into how I found out about this story, but basically what happened was there was a girl and she was dating this guy, and this guy was in like a voodoo cult type of thing. And when they broke up, he had a picture of her, and he cut open a catfish, a live catfish from the Mekong River. He put the picture inside of the catfish, sewed it up so it still lived, and put it in the river. And she had like 24 hours or something like that to find the catfish and take out the picture. And something bad would happen to her if she didn't take out the picture, and what happened. Well, not 24 hours. She could take out the picture at any point, but until she took out the picture, she would be disabled and handicapped, not mentally sane anymore. So and there was no way that you could find a picture inside of a catfish in the Mekong River, because there's thousands upon thousands of catfish in the Mekong River, and so she died mentally unstable. So that's just like a story of what voodoo can do on the bad side. I've never heard of any good things coming out of voodoo, to be honest with you.
No. Now, the voodoo doll, which is what everybody thinks of when they think of voodoo. They think of the doll. And it's just an urban legend. It's
not necessarily factual. It was just portrayed in movies that way.
Yeah, Hollywood really made it famous to where people did think that if you go stabbing a doll, that something bad's gonna happen to somebody.
But there's big conspiracies concerning Hollywood that we'll get into it at another time.
Yes.
It goes crazy with child actors and things that happened with them, and the red shoes. It's
evil.
a lot of crazy stuff. Accusations towards Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying that we know it's factual or not. We're not going to get into that because, a lot of bad things can happen. So we'll talk about it later.
Disclaimer. So Africans would use the voodoo doll to talk to their ancestors and ask for guidance during their rituals. So it was never an evil thing. It was never malicious. It was, they wanted guidance, they wanted help, they wanted to know that they were okay. And so they used the doll because the doll kind of acts as a portal for an energy to go through to be able to communicate with you. Kind of like how the Ouija board, when we use it, it's not us moving it and it's not the board moving it itself. It's generating energy to move the planchette to speak with us.
That being said, there's no way to justify if it's a positive or negative spirit, so keep that in mind.
Yeah. We had to learn that with the psychic, and now I'm scared to use it. And like I said, they didn't, in Louisiana it's a completely different thing than what it is in West Africa. In Louisiana it's more of a curse, it's more malicious, evil intent with all these voodoo priests and witches. Like, we'll be talking about the Salem witch trials, Salem, in another video probably next week. And now the different colored pins that you stick into the doll, they're for different reasons. Like black would be to kill, red is to love, blue is to have like peace. It goes through the rainbow, and it just said there's 7 or 8 different pins, and each just represents something different. And in West Africa, it was more to like, you have a doll, you write somebody's name in it, and you stick it in it, and then you stab it, and like if it was love, like you would want to bring love to them, or you would want them to be attracted to you, or if you wanted them to feel at peace, you would stick the blue one in.
When you think of voodoo, people think of oftentimes witchcraft.
Yes.
So, and as she was going into colors mean a lot. So just like, I believe I might get this wrong. I'm just gonna talk about a red apple, okay? So for the fact of the red apple, apart from the other ingredients, it's a red apple. You cut the apple in half, then there's a star in the middle. The star is considered to be the star of creation. So if you mix that and the color of the red apple, with the star of creation, with a few of different ingredients, and you bury it under a new moon, that's said to be some type of love spell.
Yeah, spell.
Like a love spell. Let's just get into that. And then there's just so much that goes into it. Like there's also the Wicca, which is said to be like a white witch.
I've never heard of that.
It's all like Wiccan. It's crazy. It's confusing, and we'll get it. We'll make another video on witchcraft and
definitely
that later.
Along with the pins, it's not supposed to feel like you're being stabbed by a pin. You're supposed to feel it spiritually. Spiritually. You like say like I have a doll of Matt and I stab it with a red one, I'm not trying to stab his heart. I want him to feel love. I want him to feel that emotion. Like, I want him to feel it spiritually. I don't want him to get stabbed in the heart and bleed out.
That being said, it's another touch on rituals and stuff like that. It said that if you have a strong love or a very strong hatred towards somebody, you can conjure up a curse or a spell just from that pure hatred or love. So that kind of ties into this in the same way. This is just, voodoo would just be a way of you intentionally doing it.
Yeah, of you, like, doing it with an intent. Like, you have a plan, you know what you want to do, you know the outcome. And along with the outcome, we're going to put a disclaimer right here. If you're going to try any of this,
do not try this.
We're not at fault if you do. You're an idiot if you do.
But, alright, look, here's another good example. You ever heard of love at first sight?
Yeah.
Why do you think that happens? It could be like you have such a strong yearning for love or whatever it might be, and you, like, some say that could have been like you casting a spell unintentionally through pure emotion. Or if you just see somebody and you're like, yo, I have a bad, like, I hate that dude, and then something bad happens to that person, could be another thing.
When you do this and you have a bad intention for it, like, say you're putting a curse on somebody with a voodoo, you're trying to hurt them, it can come back and hurt you. Like, it's not a game, it's not just for fun, it's not, oh, this person rear-ended me today and I have to pay for a new bumper, blah, blah, blah. No, and you think you can hurt them by doing this, it will come back and hurt you. It will end in a karmatic backlash, like, up to the point where you could get possessed and go crazy and die mentally unstable. Like in the story that he said. Like, it's not something to just be messed with because you want to mess with it. And I'm not saying, like, don't ever do this. Like, if you want to do it, research it.
Just do it, like, be safe and not do it at all, is my opinion. You don't want to mess with certain things like this, because if you mess with the unknown, it's unknown for a reason. You will not be able to,
like, you can't undo it.
There's not, like,
there's no undo button, there's no reverse Uno card.
You do this voodoo to kill somebody and it works. You've just taken a life, and who somebody else could be doing the same thing to you. Or the karma of you taking that person's life through this, that spirit, because that person died, right? He's a spirit now.
Yeah.
Haunting.
Yeah, what's he gonna do? He's gonna come kill you. Like, you cannot harm the dead. The dead can harm you. Like, that, I am a firm believer in that. A spirit can kill you. Not just by, like, throwing you down the stairs, but it can get in your head. It can mess with you. It can drive you to do insane things. It can drive you to jump off a building, or just make you go insane and hang yourself or kill yourself. Do something to yourself.
If you ever hear of serial killers in prison and you talk to them about and ask them why they did what they did, they're going to tell you they have no recollection of what they did and that it was not them.
Yeah.
And that ties into a whole nother thing.
People, like, in Louisiana do understand this. Like, they're witches. They know what they're doing. So a lot of people will go to a priest, a voodoo priest, and get the doll blessed. So that if something were to happen, like, try to come back, like, back at you, like karma, and you get hurt, the doll is blessed. So the, kind of like how the energy can't go back through that doll. It can't be reversed and come back towards you. And they will invest in, like, crystals, healing crystals to keep you safe. They'll do, like, all these positivity rituals. Like, me and him have a prayer that we say at the end of using the Ouija board of the divine light that follows us around and keeps us safe. And so they are taking protection. The dark side of voodoo. Man,
what is that? Sermon?
What? Summon.
Oh, summon. So, obviously, the bad part of voodoo is that people use it to summon evil spirits on somebody else, to cause harm to somebody else, whether it be mentally or physically. The Loa is the lesser of the spirits.
Like, when you think about the voodoo religion, like, they believe that there is a god, like in our religion. There's a supreme god way up here, and then the people are down here. And in their religion, they can't contact this god, and so there's a lesser known god called the Loa, who helps as, like, bringing the spirits that are up here down to here so they can communicate with you through the voodoo.
So obviously they contact spirits of dead animals, dead ancestors, the spirits of good and evil.
But it's mainly Louisiana, like I said, used for evil to do that, and then in West Africa it's used for good.
So a lot of times what people do when they do these rituals is they would wait till 1 year and 1 day after the death of whoever it might be, the relative, ancestor, the relative, whatever it might be.
That is said in many different religions that that's like the time that they're most able to communicate with you.
So juju is something you're gonna have to research for yourself, but juju comes in with black magic, and witch doctors often practice juju.
Yeah, like juju is a whole nother thing, witch doctors is a whole nother thing. Like, that's the side of voodoo that people don't really know about, and it's very, very more used for bad. And
I've seen certain things done with a piece of paper. Well, I've not seen it and experienced it, but I've researched and heard about things, rituals being done just on a piece of paper. You write certain things down and you keep it on you, and then you have pure intent, and it happens. I don't know if that's truth or not, but that's an example.
maybe in the future we'll try something.
Well,
You'll have to find out.
we will debate.
You'll have to see how crazy we get.
That was the video. Make sure you research what we've given you. Tell us what you think. We're not saying that everything is 100% factual, obviously. Read the disclaimer.
Try at your own risk.
We're not responsible. We take no responsibility for your actions.
Yes.
Through what we've told.
Everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only. You do what you want with it.
So, like, comment, subscribe, follow our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat.
The Snapchat. Or our individual Snapchats that are linked below too.
So go ahead and do that. Comment, I've already said that, but comment again, because comment.
We love reading your comments.
Joe Mama. Alright. Well, that was the end of this video. We'll catch you in the next one. We'll see you later.
Are we still doing it? What?
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Bloopers!
I have a really bony bump.
I forgot.
Because it's kind of
Fuck,
like
dude,
the
I already
same thing.
forgot what it's about. Celtics and shit. What is that word, bro? LOA?
The Loa.